What's up? My name is Philip, and today let's take a quick dive into the book of Revelation. Now, it's all about the revelation of Jesus, and trust me, it can be a bit hard to read sometimes. I mean, you're probably thinking when you read through it's like, what is happening? You know, when you try to explain something to your friend and you use inside jokes and use things that are relevant to them that they understand, but then when you try to talk to someone else about the same thing, they're just left scratching their head. They don't have a clue what's going on. This is kind of how this book feels to me sometimes. But so here's the deal. It was actually a letter written to the 7 churches in Asia Minor way back when, but it is still relevant to the church and to all of us today. Now I want you to picture this. John is getting a glimpse of God's bigger reality, his bigger perspective for us all. And guess what he sees when he enters the heavenly gates? Right there in the middle of it, in the center, God's throne. Flashes of lightning, rumbling, thunder. Not only does it echo what Moses probably seen when he was on Mount Sinai, but it shows the glory of God, how it was described throughout all the Old Testament. It represents God's awe-inspiring presence, ruling in complete authority. And in front of the throne, there are these 7 blazing lamps. They symbolize the 7 spirits of God. And check this out. There's a sea of glass, crystal clear, portraying a sense of purity and tranquility. And here's what's so cool. Heaven is all about worship. Everyone there is praising and worshiping God who's sitting on that majestic throne. Now, why do you think John got to experience all of this? Well, I think it's because it gives us a much bigger perspective and a reminder of what our life is truly about. We are called to worship God, and we have a role in advancing God's kingdom here on earth. It reminds us of our much bigger reality in our ideal relationship with Jesus. So my friend, the book of Revelation is pretty epic. I encourage you to check it out. It challenges us to be part of God's grand plan, to worship him, and to live in a way that reflects his love and truth. It reminds us that there's something greater waiting for us, that Jesus has already won, but we still have a part in his big story.